All right, Paul, thanks for joining me today. I just want to talk a little bit about the Warrior Dad experience. First and foremost, explain kind of where you were at before you jumped in and kind of what was your trigger behind joining.
Sure. I think intentional fatherhood is really, really important. And I've been doing it for several years. My wife traveled to Alaska, which left me home with, a 1.5 year old to 3 years old. So I learned, unique parenting. I had to fall into my own confidence as a father and what I was doing. And it was pretty cool because there's points in our lives where my wife might want to coach me on how to do a certain parenting thing, and I put my hand up and say, the baby's crying, for example, and she comes over, she's like, let me take the baby. It's like I have confidence now where I'm like, no, I got it, I know exactly what to do, because over time I had built confidence in my fatherhood, and I've become familiar with the unique role that fathers play, which is different than what mothers play. And so I think it's important for men to step up and be intentional fathers. And that intentional fatherhood looks different than motherhood. And so I think it's important for us as men to put the hand up and say, hey, mom, no, I got this, because you are confident enough in your ability and in your relationship with your children to actually parent them, and do it without the coaching of your wife or of your partner, because you bring something special and unique that they can't see, and you've got to find that, hone it, and expand it. And so when you first approached me about Warrior Dads, I thought, you know what, this is going to be a great opportunity for a different perspective on how I can hone my skills as a father. And it definitely did not disappoint.
Gotcha.
It put me in a different mindset. So couple things. My daughter's now 6, and part of the morning fire routine is writing your kids a note every single day, and I've been doing that. And our relationship has changed as a result of that. And it was really funny because she doesn't like to take verbal. When you give verbal feedback, like positive feedback to her, she doesn't take it very well. She gets really
Okay.
embarrassed, and she's
Yeah.
always writing stuff. And so for whatever serendipitous reason, writing her a note every morning, boom, like it just connected us. I actually, on my mirror over here, I have a few notes I've gotten back from her. She's 6.
Nice.
I'm doing workouts in the mornings, and part of the workout routine is this: I'm getting prompted by a voice, and then when that particular round is almost done, it goes 3, 2, 1. She noticed I was stopping at 3. So she
Okay.
wrote me a note that said, "Good morning, Dad. Do not stop at 3." And
What?
then she wrote on my mirror, "Don't stop at 3, Dad."
Oh my gosh.
So
Isn't that? Yeah.
she's seeing what I'm doing. She's seeing my
Yeah.
morning fire. She's seeing me working out. And in the mornings when she wakes up, I'm in the middle of my, 45, 50-minute workout, and she's there, she's watching, and she was
Yeah.
watching me bail at 3 seconds left. And she wrote me a note, said, "Don't stop at 3." I've got
I mean,
another note.
that's incredible. Like, just that fact that at 6 years old, and talk, you mentioned your relationship has grown. The fact at 6 years old that she notices and is like, Dad, keep going. Like, what? I mean, what a great back and forth it sounds like you two have now.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because she doesn't tell me that verbally. She writes me a note about it, sticks it on my mirror. I have another one here that says, "Dad, you are handsome and strong and cute," that I put on my workout mirror. So that for me was a big game changer. And I think the biggest thing with that is that a lot of us dads, in the group we were talking about, and my daughter, for example, too, she doesn't read every single one of my notes. I've got 8
Right.
notes sticking on her door right now that she has not taken one single look at.
Right.
But I don't care, because it's put me in where I want to be, which is intentional fatherhood. Every morning I have to wake up and I have to think, what does my daughter need today? What can I give her today that's relevant to her, that she needs right now? And so it that has just shifted. I'd say that's the biggest benefit that I've gotten from this, aside from realizing that I don't, the other thing I've taken away, and it took, it really didn't hit in until week 8 or 9, but that I am the master of my ship, meaning if my energy is low, you better spin up more energy. It's not given. I guess I didn't realize that being surrounded by other men who's like, okay, well, let's spin it up. That's what you talk about a lot is, all right, I'm going to spin up more energy. And at the beginning, I thought you were insane. I was like, there's no way you can keep doing this. There's no way you can keep this up.
Right.
It's a fool's errand. If you, sometimes you just got to take a nap, damn it, but, and sometimes you do, but the point that I'm making, I take
them daily. Right.
Yeah. Okay. So but the thing is you're doing it with intention. You're not doing it out of reaction. You're doing it because it's planned. And that has been one of my other biggest takeaways was seeing a different perspective in terms of the energy that you bring to the world, how you lead your family, how you put yourself on a different trajectory, things like that.
Yeah, no. And you had mentioned just in the Wickersham Challenge I did, watching that, the impact it had on you, just like one, authenticity, right? You said, hey, this guy is going after it. And I know you mentioned that, so how did was that part of that?
Oh, well,
energy shift?
That actually was pretty big because, to be honest, and you can cut this out if you need to, but I thought a lot of this was BS in the very beginning. Because it's like constant energy, warrior dad. Like you can't be a warrior all the time, but you bring that, man. Like you are in that mindset. And I thought, I was like, this isn't authentic. This isn't real. And then you did the Wickersham Challenge. And then I realized, like, watching you go into round 16 and you're getting tennis elbow. And I'm like, I would have quit at tennis elbow. Like I have tennis elbow. I felt tennis elbow. I know what that feels like. Pushing through that for another, what'd you have? 8 more rounds?
10. No. It was 26 total.
26. Okay. 10 more rounds with tennis elbow. And that's just the beginning. So that really opened my mind. Like this whole spin yourself up into a new energy plane, get yourself to a higher, more consolidated energy. Like this is real. And you did it.
Yep.
And that was really inspirational. And so it was cool to watch and have front row seats to that experience. That I think that experience helped me realize, like, even if I'm we did a plank challenge, nothing compared to the Wickersham Challenge. All of us dads, we put off the planks until the freaking last minute of the last hour. And here I am. I got 21 minutes of planks I got to do before our meeting. And I came into it with a different mindset than I would have in the past. And so that is another big change.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate you sharing that. So potential dad thinking about the Warrior Dad experience, what would be your advice to him?
I mean, you're obviously going to be somewhat hesitate. You're going to have a little hesitation because this is the call to be better. And the call to be better requires pain. It requires you to look in the mirror and it requires you to act. And I wouldn't overthink it, because when you overthink it, you start to, you start to try to have conversation with yourself to justify why you shouldn't do this. Just do it. Do it. Don't stop talking in your brain. Recognize that being an intentional father does take effort. And you're just going to have to accept that it takes fucking effort. And when you accept that, you can watch that transform your life. If you're not ready to, it's not even ready. Like, even if you're not ready, just commit to it and then watch how it's going to change. It's going to change different for you than it is for me. We're all different in different places, but the benefit of putting that kind of work in, you will look back and say, I'm grateful for the transformation. I didn't have any insane transformation. It was enhancements, but they're enhancements that were worth the pain and worth the commitment.
Yeah. Love it. Love it, Paul. Thanks for sharing, man.
Anytime.